Hey people, this whole wall mural is found in the tomb of King Tut. I talked about it some yesterday. And it was writings in 1 John that had me come look at this. And I went back to read, and something sent me to the Gospel of John. And it filled in the rest of the information. I got all of this figured out now. But the Egyptologists will tell you it just tells of the 12 hours of the night. So they're missing everything. This is a full calendar, a full 60-year calendar here. It gives the name for every day, every hour of every day, and tells the priest what he's supposed to be doing. And so this is a 365-day calendar. And so it had 5 weeks. And you got 6 days per week. And so the first day, the name of the first day is Mat and Vantage. The second day, is Mat Attack, from attack. And the third day is from attach the. And this is short because this gives you the name of the day, the first day of the first week. And this gives you the month over here. And you got 2 hemispheres. And so you got 6 months in the upper hemisphere, 6 months in the lower hemisphere. And then as the hours, you got 2 hemispheres of 12 hours. And so that adds up to 360 days. And then you have the 5 days of cover. And so this is the cover, same as here. Cover, recover. Cover, recover. To recover the 5 lost days or the 6 lost days. And so those 6 days at the end of the year, their names are right here. And so this is actually the name of what this is. And it's, M-A-T, from at in vut and vut, N-B or N-V-T, N-V-T. And from at in what hour, from what in what hour, to do what in what hour, come it in is, a committin is. What you're committed, what you're supposed to do, what the priest is supposed to be doing, from at in what hour committing is. And so that's, where your word calendar come from. And so you could write a single word and it could tell exact time for exact day for an exact year. And then it gives some clues here on how to put the word together. And, this is what King James would interpret as, and these are the sons of the Israelites that I put in charge over the heads of the people of the land, something like that. But yeah, this is the easiest part to read. And it's sir. And it means, will be. And it means the last name, a surname, a sir. And then if you don't know it's been going on forever. When somebody's trying to read something and they don't know what that is, sir, sign, S-N-U, the third vowel, U. And the sir, assignum, U-M. The last name, assignum, P-N, to sign them upon, of enter, A-N-T-R, of enter, at. Another first vowel, A's, And the sir, assignum, the last name, assignum, upon, P-N, upon, A-V, the same as over here, the of, A-N-T-R, of enter, at in, and this is N-E-T, at N-E-T. I believe this is 2 P's, which would be read as a P-Y. And this is where you word a nativity, a natify. The last name, assign them, upon, of, enter, at, in the natify, And so this is saying, the last name is, the house of the sun, of the month. And it's a little more difficult over here. And it's TN and BNT. It's ton of vent of VNT. It's where your word events come from. To ton, to put on, fashion, event. The ton event, the day of the event. And this is the word that says Christo in the Greek Bible. This is the Chris in the T, the Christ. They'll interpret in Egypt as the place, as a place on earth, a city or a town or something. It's a place in the stars. It's the cross. And if you've ever been into any cults anywhere, you might recognize that. This is what that is. It's the Lamb of God. It's the crossing. The ton event of the cross, and I believe this is the A, hard to tell, of the first vowel point. The cross to atari, Christatari, attilet. The Christatariatilet. This is the 2 feet, it means to let or lek. And you see in the Hebrew and the Greek, it's all the same. And they'll say it means, to go. And to go is to let, to let is to go away. And so the double T's here, let you know it's the I-T-I-L-Et, the tilet from. And then this is, I believe this is a scroll. It's hard to tell. Looks like the scroll for scholar, the S-H-S-C-H, or the S-E. And then this is hard to tell. I believe it's a V-T maybe, though. And it's the Cvit in, and then S-2 S's be a S-I. And the sign of it, this is the same as here, the NB or the NV, the sign of it, vit meaning what, the sign of it, and then the T, 2 T's means a TI, and then this is sitting up on a myrrh, and so it's the timer, and not sure about the letters on this. It's possibly the I am, this is the solar boat. And it has the mark of, the future upstream, the power going upstream, to tell the time of the future. And this is a at-in. This is our at sign, the same one you type today, at on top of an N, at-in, enter upon it, mit, with from at, and this finishing with a T and another T gives you I between, of at time. And then this is the same sign. It's the Z. They'll give us the M, but it's a Z. And this is a myrrh, the same as the myrrh here, the Zimmerat, meaning the thought, the remember, to remember by meditation. And so this saying, the last name, the Sir of the last name, is coming from the house of the sun. And this is telling the time of the events from the cross to the Christatariat. The Christatariatelet. Christatariatelet is probably the name, what they give this for the priest, the tell it from. And so you would just start your year off. The first day, was here at Matt. And that first month would be either Hesifer or Lucifer. And this sign here, they'll say it's the chair of Osiris. And you see that these two are different. Not only this is opposite, which wouldn't matter, it would give you a reading direction. But you see the I is the same. It didn't turn opposite. And it tells me these are 2 different sounds. And I know that Hesper and Lucifer, is the morning star. And that's what this is doing, is paying homage, to Utus, the Venus. And so each month would have its name, and after you go through all the days in the first week, then you go through the days, the second, third, and when you're getting close to the end, you're coming to from at of abort, and then this name here is akin of, pass it, akin to the next kin, pass it to the next kin. And so this big empty space over here, this is paying homage to the 58 days that Venus isn't visible. And I believe in the red letters it would have said omenos. They'll say that's the lamb. And you'll see it in this ancient scratch. They say it's 2,000 years old, was found in Rome, old barracks. And they say it was somebody picking on one of the Christian soldiers. And they'll say his name was Alexamenos. And they say this means Alexamenos worships his God. But no, this is it here. The all is omenos. No name, ominous. All is no name. Deceive it, the light. So, it's hard to tell what might have been there. It might have just been an opening where you put your little idol and the idol changed. It might have been a word that they damn sure didn't want us to know, and so they cut into the wall in case the paint bled through. Or maybe some old treasure hunters were reading the book and it said this is where the gold was, and they didn't understand. They kept destroying this, not understanding that the gold was the knowledge that this was ominous. This coming from the tune of Tot on Common. Tot on Common, the same. But when I read this, it looks more like, the MNN, double N gives it an I, and so it's coming, N-I is an ing, Tot in coming. And they'll say this is the heck, and then the N-H-N, the heck N, and then X, the heckins, like seconds. The heckins, the ekins are the sextant, the degrees. The ekins taught in coming. And I read this as a NBU or NVU, in view of cover. And cover is the roof, you see in the Hebrew, the cover, what's over. And this tomb was all found sealed up, so it's believed to be, over 3,000 years old. It's ancient language. And closer look at this, it looks like the loaf of bread on top of the old Adam style N, like this. So it appears to say sent, S-H or S-E-S-E-N-T. The sent in sign, the sign of it, the timer, the ton to put it on. And this possibly not the N, it doesn't have the marks here. And possibly represents a X, the tax, the taxonomy to name. And this is a house, and it represents B. So it may just be, in it. But the vent, is that's what a vent is. It's in it in that time. Tax of in it. Christa eteri. The Christa teriat. Ateri it tilet. The teriat. The Christa teriatilet. And I'm sure the Catholic priests will know what that means. The tilet from sent in the sign, what the timer, at 10 in at in enter. At the time at enter, upon mt with a time at Zimmerat. In the time at Zimmerat. That's this first word that was up here, the Zimmerat. And so it seems to just remember. And so this feather up here, here it means mat, and it means from at, the mother, the beginning. And here it means corruptible. A feather in your hat means corruptible. And so these are the pimped. These are pimping out the days. Each one of them got 6 whores. They got 6 whores to pimp. And so that's where they get that Greek word 5 from the pimped. There was morning and day of the pimped. The P-E-M-P-T-H. And so that's why sometimes that'll change into the pent is the 5. And so you got the countdown. You got 1 year, and you got 2 Hemis and 3 seasons. And then you got the 4, the 4th day. The next day is the 4th day. And that lets me know he's talking about, the hour, the whore. And so the next day, the comet, is the 4th day. And then the ness is the day after that. But Sure, it's suggesting four winds, four directions, the north, south, east, and west. So you got the 1 year, the 2 semis, the 3 seasons, the 4 winds, the 5 weeks, the 6 days. And so I've seen some more on this where I was reading in First John, and I'm gonna continue reading that, and I might even pick up a little bit more. But I believe, this is what I've been looking for in the Hebrew, the calendar, the names of the days. And so this will fit in that base 60. You got, these are your 4 fingers here, and you got 3 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 12 of them. Once you get to the end, you mark your other hand at the first segment. And 5 times 60, or if you go 12 with the other hand, you get 144 out of 12 fingers on each hand. So I'm going to cut this off here. In the next movie, I'll go back to where I was here at the Antichrist. But yeah, it seems like you have to read all 3 of these languages to get any of them. It's difficult. You have to study all 3 of them, but they all 3 read about the same. They all come from the same place, and just of different times. And if you hit this file of movies, I'll put right up here, the one that says first. In that first movie, I explain all these symbols and how they go with the picture symbols. Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.
I am the Antichrist, and I approve of this message.